In a world where food is king, two childhood friends are on a mission to bring you the ultimate culinary experience. Mike and Marc have been friends since 7th grade, bonded by their love of food and their hometown. Now, they're all grown up with families of their own, but the bond they share is stronger than ever. They may have left the food industry, but their passion for cooking and sharing it with the world has never faded. From the streets of Philly and beyond, these two will find what satisfies your cravings. With their wit, humor, and passion, Marc and Mike are taking the food world by storm. Are you ready to join the adventure? Then say, yo, eat this.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Yo Eat This. This is Marc, Food with Foom.
How you doing?
I'm Mike, the Hungry Realtor. We are checking out DiCostanza's today in Boothwyn. But before we do, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and follow button so you don't miss out on any of the action.
Here you go.
We just opened up our hoagies here. We got a roast beef and provolone with tomatoes, onions, and peppers.
And we got an Italian. His Italian's prosciutto, gabagool, salami, provolone.
Nice.
No lettuce.
No lettuce. Yeah, they don't
No
use
lettuce
here.
at DiCostanza's. Am I saying that right? DiCostanza.
I guess.
Sounds right. DiCostanza.
I say DiCostanza, like George Costanza.
Yeah,
you know?
well, he's Jewish and this guy's Italian. So here's your half. We'll whack these up. Which one do you want to get into first?
I'm liking that Italian.
Let's do the Italian because that's what they're known for.
Right. So there's a story here. This place has been around since 1929, and apparently there used to be a poker game around here that a bunch of gangsters used to go to. So
Okay.
one time, the guy from the poker game came down and wanted a sandwich. They didn't sell sandwiches here.
Right.
So the great-great-grandmother, a bunch of greats, I don't know how many.
Yeah.
Nina. Yeah, maybe.
Nina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So she said, "Oh, I'll make you a sandwich," and then she cut the bread that they sell by the loaf, and then she cut them some fresh meats and whatever, and then made them a little sandwich, and then they had a line out the door from all the guys at the poker game coming down.
Interesting.
Which I thought was cool. I don't know if they really invented the Italian hoagie, but hey, listen, who knows?
Hey,
it was 1929.
Everybody invented everything.
Right.
What I found interesting is he cut these tomatoes by hand.
Right.
He don't use it on a slicer.
And you know
He's
what?
got a pirate knife like this, and he was just sitting there, bang, bang, bang.
So I'm looking at these.
That's not bad.
It isn't bad
No,
at all.
it's not. It's not. It's not lopsided. You know, like thin and
Yeah.
thick, and it's.
You figure what he's doing with a
I mean,
knife, it's going to be 2 inches thick.
Well,
Or,
God knows how many tomatoes this guy's cut, but
right. It's not like they make 2 sandwiches a day.
I'm starving. Let's take a bite of the Italian.
All right.
The Italian just got tomatoes, oil, and onion, and cherry hots.
Get into mine.
Okay, you bite.
You talk.
It's good. The roll's not bad. The roll's got a little bit of crusty, but it's not too hard, but it's not soggy. The roll's got a little bit of bite. He sliced his meat fresh in front of me. I watched him make the sandwich. And it's sliced perfect.
I'm taking a second bite before I talk about it.
I'm going to house this. It's a heavy sandwich. It's not light.
There's probably close to a half a pound of meat on this sandwich.
Yeah, it was reasonable. I think it was $11.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, $11 is not bad. This is small, and I guess it makes the whole loaf as the large. But I'll be honest with you, I don't miss the lettuce. I don't miss the lettuce at all.
Me either.
It's just full out anyway.
You're right. Or it makes the roll soggy in it. You break the roll.
It's good.
So I agree. There's a nice crispness without being stale to the roll, right? And then the inside is soft, which is great.
Yes.
Meat is sliced perfectly, perfect thickness. Sometimes you get places that, you know, the guy's lazy and wants to cut it real thick, put 2 slices on it. Not the case here at all. The veg is fresh. Obviously, we saw them cut the tomatoes by hand.
And the onions are diced.
Yeah.
I actually like more than the rings.
Well, they probably cut those by hand too.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. You know, when we were in the deli business, we did everything on the slicer.
Everything. And it's, you know, you cut tomatoes, it's a disaster.
Yeah, the tomatoes get all over.
They're just juice.
And you're doing it for the whole day, or maybe 2 days when you do it. So you're cutting a whole case of tomatoes at a time, and there's just juice and seeds everywhere. It's a pain in the clean up. So I get why he does it by hand.
He's like a pirate. Bang, bang, bang. He was insane.
But he didn't hold it down and go like this.
No.
Wow, he was holding his hand. Wow. I wish I would have seen it.
I didn't want to just pull the camera out.
Yeah.
I don't make them nervous, and then I'm the reason.
Right, he cuts
a
himself.
finger.
Yeah, right. I was outside getting some shots, but that's great. Good. Yeah, I dig it. I've been here before. Mark hasn't. I used to work. Now we're talking maybe 20 years ago. I worked as a bookkeeper for someplace near here.
Mm-hmm.
And a buddy of mine, Lance, reminded me about it a couple last week actually, and that's why we're here today.
It's good.
So I think we say this on the website, and we've said it before. Both of us have been in the food business before.
Mm-hmm.
The deli is our wheelhouse, right? Because Mark started when you were 11?
I was 13.
13.
13, I started working for this place around the corner, and I started just stocking shelves, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't allowed near the slicer. So I was stocking shelves, taking deliveries, bullshit, stuff like that, sweeping, stuff like that. Then eventually I started cutting lunch meat around 15. I think you're supposed to be 16, but they let me do it at 15. And, I stayed there for 4 years. That was Kathy's, and she sold it to another guy. I lasted 6 months, and that's when I brought you in. I brought you and 2 other friends, and we ran the store. And then I left, and I went to where I was there long, A&S Deli. That's the 17th in Bigler. A&S Deli, check it out. And I was there from 97 to...
You were still working for the city, right? It was your first year with the city? You were working on weekends?
Without getting into my whole profile, me and college didn't mesh. So I lasted about a semester at Temple, and then I was just done. And I went and I worked full-time at the store. And then I started with the city in 2005. But I stayed at the store on the weekends until 2011.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that long.
And there we did sandwiches, lunch meat, cutlets. I'm no butcher by any stretch of the imagination. But when I was in my prime, I was like cocktail. It was just, you get a groove. You get a knack for it. We've all been cut. I got 6 stitches in my finger here because I got filleted cleaning it. I lost the tip on this one. I think you were there when I lost the tip of this one because I did this under Armada. Mm-hmm. I was cutting and I lost the tip of that.
I've lost both my thumbs. I have stitches here from my hand went through the meat case door because they're glass doors. I didn't actually, no, my hand didn't go through. It was already broken and I was taking it out. And then I sliced my hand. Mm-hmm. A girl's ass went through it.
That happens. I want to show you. I got a scar down the left side of my leg. We were moving a box. We were buying a new freezer.
Okay.
And the door broke off.
Oh, I remember that.
And it cut right down my leg. It's just hazards of the trade. Mm-hmm. But we survived. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I miss it.
Yeah, I miss it. Listen, I miss it until my back hurts.
I don't miss being on my feet 12 hours a day anymore. But I'm glad I did it. I was good at it. I worked for good people who treated me like family. And they're still like family.
I started at Cousins. I don't know, I might have been 15, 16 maybe.
Oh, high school, yeah.
Yeah. And then Mike I was always walking over to say hi to Mark while he was working. So his boss at the time, Mike, would always ask me to come work for him too, because they were open later. Cousins closed at 3. I went in and I was just a cleanup kid after school. And then I finally started working for Mike, and Mike showed me how to slice lunch, how to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy really was a good trainer, because today, even when I make a sandwich today, I still hear him in my head, how to cut the bread, how to open the bread, how to put the lettuce so it doesn't split the roll down the middle. And then he put the grill in, which I really like because I like cooking the hot food too. Mm-hmm. And then he actually sold me my first deli on 2nd and Snyder. Yeah. And then after I got back from the Air Force, Emily and I bought that store, and I had it for a few years until I sold it to the Pizzo family. And then after that, we had another deli in Collingswood that's still there. It's now a bar. It burnt down. Yeah. They rebuilt it. Mike did a great job with it. Actually, it's beautiful there. Hopefully, we'll have them on one day. And then I went into real estate and then became the Hungry Realtor. Yeah.
Well, as you get, listen, it's not an easy life to have your own business with a deli, and even to work in a deli or a store or food or anything like that. And once we got older and we started kids, I stopped. But as my son got older and started to realize I was leaving the house every Saturday and Sunday, I was never home, And you start to weigh out, it's great. It was extra money. It was pocket money, and I liked it. And we started, how much do I need this money on the side?
Yeah, I was working 65 hours a week. And my wife was really like a single mom, man. Like, I would leave before they woke up. I'd get home after they went to bed. Mm-hmm. And I missed out a lot with Esme and Michael because, I was working and I had to work. It wasn't like I had something else to do. Yeah. And that's why I chose something that I could do a little something different with my free time. Working from home as a realtor, the real estate is
lights are on.
It has been very good to me. So now I get to spend some time with Oliver.
Yes, there's family time's important.
Oh my God!
Now the dream is
I have so much.
If we can ever get this together, we're going down south. We're getting a food truck. We're gonna make roast porks. We're gonna make cutlets. And listen, we know what we're doing. We'll make money.
Oh yeah.
So we just it's kind of hard to do that right now with 2 kids. I got one going on. Yours is in high school. Mine's starting high school. You got to. We can't be selfish.
So it's funny you mentioned the food trucks because today for the Hungry Realtor podcast, I interviewed somebody who was in the food business, has 3 food trucks right now, right? And then he's invested in real estate on the side. He did a flip, and he has 2 whole properties. They're called where? Excuse me, hot pepper.
It happens.
He's got 2 properties that he rents out.
Right.
So I wanted to talk to him about, you always see like the gurus of the world, and they're millionaires, right? So it's hard for guys like us to relate to that. So he's just starting. He's 3 properties in. So I want to get his perspective to kind of help other people. And so, we could definitely talk to him about what it's like for a food truck.
One day.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah, we'll do an episode.
Yeah.
He's the one at 33rd and Market on Drexel's campus that I told you about.
I got you. Yep. Yeah. We're going to check that out.
Yeah, once it's warmer. It's a little cold still.
We'll see if we get to that guy first, or if Mike can finish his half a sandwich.
Oh, I'm never.
We'll see what's fast.
I'm never going to finish.
If Mike can finish a half a sandwich.
So
by the time I get to my beef, it's going to be hot.
I'm going to have to cut the video, but to finish it all. So
that's fine.
We'll do our taste test.
Let's taste the beef because I'm starved. And
he eats like the micro machine man.
I'm hungry. I eat once a day, really.
Oh, that one's a little thick.
Oh, they got a thick one.
Yeah.
All right, that must have been the end. Or the beginning. You just got the wrong end. I would say they're a little heavy with the onions. But, all right.
Well, they're white onions, too. I used to use purple. Did you see the brand on the beef?
Wasn't. The wrapper was off it.
Oh,
it's good. It's not fatty.
No. It's probably Giordano. It's all Giordano.
Not fatty. I like it sometimes when it's a little more rare.
Right.
But it's not bad. Beef provolone. It's always safe.
Mm-hmm.
Again. There's a lot of oil in here.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
And the roll,
They don't put the oil in the
you
roll.
can see the roll.
They put the
It's not soggy.
oil down the meat.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it so you can taste it better,
Yeah.
but it's greasy.
It's so greasy. But it's good.
Good flavor though. Yeah.
Not dry.
Mm-mm.
I will say, I hate these napkins.
Yeah.
These bullshit, like restaurant napkins. I know why they buy them. I get
I
it.
need a paper towel.
They're garbage. You know,
So, what was your favorite part of working at the store?
believe it or not, as much as I hate people, if that makes sense.
No, it does because
You know, interaction all day long with people, one, makes the day go by. And two, you laugh. I never hated working in the store, ever. There was days I didn't feel like getting up at 6 o'clock to go in. But I never was like, never.
and I know exactly what you mean too because I just liked when people would come in and tell me what I made them was good.
Yeah.
Oh, that hoagie tray you put together last week for so-and-so's party. It was like I was at the party with them and they really appreciate it. Sometimes I did get invited to the parties, actually. There was a time we did catering for this guy and he was like, oh, come up. So me and this was before I owned the deli. So this is when I was still working for Mike and his brother Jimmy was there and his wife. So the three of us go to this, it's uptown, very ritzy place. It's on like a rooftop.
Mm-hmm.
They got an open bar. They came in, oh, here's the people that did the food. Now we go to leave. And Jimmy goes, hurry up. So what do you mean? He's like, let's go, hurry up. I didn't know what he was talking about. He grabbed a bottle of liquor from behind the bar and shoved it in his pants.
Classy.
Yeah, right.
Jimmy was always classy.
Yeah. Well, I was a kid, so
I don't know.
it was hilarious. I thought it was funny because I was, barely 20.
Oh, yeah. It's funny to us because we're
Right.
idiots. They're like 18, 17 years old.
Right. But I thought that, it's just a funny story that popped in my head right now.
We would just get to the part that people would walk in and you just knew what they were getting.
Oh yeah.
And you just start cutting.
We had lottery there too. So like the old
I
ladies
remember Larry.
would come in, you know all their numbers and you do them for them, and they love it.
I was fast on the lottery machine.
Mm-hmm.
I had it down with my eyes closed. But you do deal with, you learn dealing with the public, especially that. I don't know how some people find their way out of their house.
Oh yeah.
People are like, yo, dude, like, we had a power outage in the store. Power's out in the whole neighborhood. So we're sitting in there. So the kid, it's not even a kid. It was probably like 22, 23, and he comes in and he asks me for a half a pound of cheese. And I went,
Because
he's like,
listen, in a good deli, you don't pre-cut anything.
no.
It's on Acme.
And I said to him, he was like, well, you can't cut him, like, there's no power. He's like, well, I said, what do you want to use, a knife? I said, the slicer's not like a sewing machine. I'm not bobbing my feet to make this blade move. And he just had like this, like,
He had no clue.
like, I'm like, I can't do it. I said, we're closing. I don't know what to tell you, but those are the moments. One time, I think I snapped at a customer. And I'm not saying I was right, but they get you to a point because you have some people that think they're better than you.
Right.
Because
you're behind the counter.
Dude, I'm 23 years old at the time.
Right.
And even if I was 53, you don't know if this is mine. You don't know, whatever.
Right.
So I did snap one time. And Pete made me go outside.
That's funny.
It happens. But there's some people, God bless them, they're stupid.
I had it the other way. So it wasn't stupidity. It was thuggery. So I was there. It was right after I got back from the Air Force. There was a guy held up. No, not after I got back. Right before I left, a guy held up the store with a gun. I was in the back, and the register was in the front, and all I hear is, "Mike, Mike, Mike!" And I look up, and there's a guy behind the counter with his hand in the register. So I don't look for nothing else. I just go up, and then the way it was set up is you had to go around the counter to get back to the door. So he's coming around this way, and I came, and we met at the door. And then I'm grabbing him, hitting him, wrestling him, and then that's when Nancy tells me, "Mike, he's got a gun, he's got a gun." And I'm like, oh.
You could have mentioned that before I got here.
So now I get both his hands, and I have his hands, and I got the hand with the gun. Luckily, he didn't feel like pulling the trigger, because he could have killed me way before that.
Sure.
And then he got out. He got out the door because I was more worried about the gun than keeping them in the store. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't pointed at me or pointed at Nancy. Then he had a getaway car. So then he got in the getaway car, and I'm hanging on, trying to pull him out through the window because they had
that was probably
dumb.
Yeah.
So now they start driving, and I'm like, all right, well, it wasn't my store at the time,
which is one more reason why.
Yeah. So I let go, but I got the license plate number, and then they found them in up 95 in Northeast. And then so the best part of this story is when I was telling the cops that I was fighting with him, he's like, "Oh, and you hit him real hard in the face, right?" And I looked at the cop, and I said, "Absolutely,
yes, I did."
And then you hit him in the ribs, right?
Yeah.
Yes. South detectives used to order from us all the time, and they knew me, they knew Nancy, they knew the owner, and let's just say that guy got what he deserved, and then a few months later he got convicted. Mike and Nancy testified. I was in the Air Force by then, so I didn't have to come back for court.
No, I used to tell Pete, I said, "This is not my store." I said, "I love this. We're all family." I said, "A guy comes in with a gun, I'm unplugging this register and handing it to him. There you go. Have a good day." I give him the code too.
I'll be honest. If I knew he had a gun, I probably would have just let him leave.
Absolutely.
But it was Friday, payday. I usually get my pay out of that register.
No, it's
at
instinct took over. How you hanging out there?
Good.
You moving along?
Yeah, good.
The sun's coming down soon. So, anyway, DiCostanza's is at 1930 Market Street in Boothwyn. The menu's not crazy.
No, listen, that's how you get. Listen, my menu was always too big.
Yeah, I mean, you can't sell everything.
And I tried.
And listen, this is a nice spot. It's not a big spot.
No.
You know,
there's 5 tables here.
5 tables in here. You see 20, 25 people tops in here. But the Italian was good. They got meatballs and all. I'm picky with meatballs. But if you want to learn how to make meatballs, follow my TikTok, Food with Food.
Yeah, I saw that.
My TikTok, not that it blew up, but it blew up for me. I posted that video of me making a small pot of gravy and meatballs and gained like 60 followers in 3 days.
Nice.
It was insane.
The algorithm liked it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know if I put the right hashtag or whatever I did, but we're 2 months in, and I think I'm now up to like 140 something followers,
Nice.
which is not bad. Listen, there's people with millions and thousands, and I get it. But for me,
listen, there was a time when they had
I'll take
100.
it. Yeah,
Everybody with a million had to have 100 first.
But you should be going to at Food with Food on TikTok and Instagram and Hungry Realtor because it's good content and you'll learn something.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing different recipes 2 or 3 times a week, I think.
Yeah. I'm going out to Chicago in 2 weeks. I've never been to Chicago. But I'll always go to a city that I know has good food. So we'll have the pizza, I'll have steak, I'll have the hot dogs, I'll have all the basic stuff. And then I found out McDonald's headquarters in the United States is there.
Oh, yeah?
Hamburger University's in Chicago.
Hamburger University? What is that?
That's their training school, I guess. But there's a McDonald's attached to it. And my son found it. You can get international items at that McDonald's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not everything, but you might find like a chicken sandwich in South Korea or something.
A Royale with cheese?
I don't know. That's a quarter pounder.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, but
Pulp Fiction reference.
yes, I know what that is. And there's like desserts. There was like a Nutella stuff, something
Oh,
from the
yeah?
Netherlands, whatever. So we're gonna try some different stuff like that. We'll put it on the YouTube
Cool.
with the channel, and I'll put it on my personal pages. So we'll try to branch out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we hope to leave the tri-state area maybe in the summer,
Yeah.
just to try to hit something.
We found a place that's named after Mark.
Well, I would. They could be.
Was it named after 1979?
No, yeah, no, long before that.
All right.
It's hold on, I gotta find the name of the place again. But I was scrolling around and I came across it, and
Again, the roast beef, sliced real thin. I love it. I know I'm a little late to the party because I'm a slow eater.
yeah, that's why we have to edit most of these things.
I think Mark just eats too fast.
No, I eat like a man, and Mike eats like he's 90 years old, and his esophagus is going to explode.
Listen, you know what happened.
I'm just saying, you eat slow. We go out to eat steak. It's like, Jesus Christ.
What's it called now? Dolce Fumo?
Yeah. Brava's Dolce Fumo in Boston. It's in the North End, which apparently is one of the Italian restaurants in Boston in the North End. I saw them on the news. That's where I saw them. Because they're suing the mayor of Boston for
being a jerk off.
Well,
yeah.
They're saying it's discrimination against those restaurants. I'm not going to get into a whole rant on what I think with the restaurants and COVID, but that's what it's about. I happen to see it, but when you see your name on the news and it's not you, you get a little. So I actually messaged them. I let them know, and we had the same name. Maybe we could be related. Who knows? With the book but they're welcoming us with open arms if we can get up there to Boston. We're going to try to make a day trip up there. It's like a 6-hour ride.
Yeah.
I think we could handle it. We could do it up and back in the day.
Yeah, we leave early in the morning.
Yeah.
Stop there for a late lunch, early dinner.
Yeah.
And then drive
home.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we leave the video running the whole time. But
probably not, but it'll be something different.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're gonna do here as far as eating wise. Now we're gonna fade in and we're gonna give you a recap and we'll talk outside and let you know what we thought of everything. Okay, so we're all done eating. We had the Italian, we had the roast beef. They were both good. If I came back, I would get the Italian. You can never go wrong with the prosciutto. I like prosciutto.
Yeah, me too.
The prosciutto, I think it was prosciutto.
Gabagool salami.
Gabagool salami and a provolone.
Yep.
I was impressed. I mean,
listen, for where this place is.
Exactly. I mean,
that's the thing. Like maybe in 1929, this might have been an Italian stronghold.
Yes,
but it's not anymore. Like there's not much around here to eat, and to find this diamond in the rough is unexpected.
Yeah.
Like
nice guy.
Yeah,
runs the place. Nice guy that ran the place.
He came over and talked to us for a little bit. He didn't want to get on camera. He was a little shy.
Yeah, it seems like it's a mom and pop type of stop, type of place. There's a McDonald's on the corner. Like you got all this other stuff going on around it, and then it's just this building, and it's right off 95, so it was easy to get to. But yeah, I mean, considering that we're in Boothwyn, you don't see a whole lot of Italian flags flying around here. You don't see a lot of pictures of Sinatra and stuff like that out here. So, but no, listen, the sandwich was good, the bread was good, the lunch meat was cut fresh. I have no complaints. I would come back here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd make the drive to come here, but if I was around here, I'd have no problem pulling over.
It's like a little over halfway between us.
It is.
So I live in Delaware. I came 10 minutes north. Mark lives in South Philly. He came like 15 minutes south.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna make this part of my regular lunch spots again, because I kind of forgot about it. It's been about 20 years since I've been here last, and it's just as good as I remember it. And the same guy is here that we talked to today. I remember him from back then.
But I don't know where he gets his bread. The bread was really, really good.
It wasn't Alicio or Amoroso either.
It was nothing. I don't think I've ever like all those brand names and like them South Philly bakeries and stuff like that.
It wasn't a hard crust, but it wasn't soft either.
It wasn't soggy. It wasn't chewy. It wasn't a chewy roll.
Yeah, I really liked it. It wasn't like a bun. which I hate when they do
Yeah.
like a real soft roll.
But you know, I mean, you sliced it fresh. It wasn't light,
Mm-mm.
and it was reasonable.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of meat.
$11.
Yeah, that's
You know, I
phenomenal
could
for a
have eaten
sandwich
another one.
nowadays. Yeah.
I'm gonna probably hit this McDonald's with that.
Not me. I'm full.
Well, that's
But listen, thanks for watching another episode. We are really overwhelmed about all the response that we're getting. Mark's Instagram is blowing up. The YouTube channel is blowing up. So please make sure you continue following Yo Eat This on YouTube, the website yoeatthis.com, at Hungry Realtor on Instagram and TikTok over here, at Food with Foom at Instagram and TikTok over there. We're loving it so
tell
far.
your friends, tell your
friend.
family, tell your boss, tell the homeless guy down the street,
Tell your
tell
girlfriend
everybody.
when you see her on Friday.
Yeah.
The gumad.
Tell her boyfriend. You know, just tell everybody. We would appreciate as much as free advertisement as you can get. And again, if you all think of a place, if there's a place that we're not thinking of, go to the website, comment. We'll read the comments.
And don't forget about the I Ate This line.
Yes.
We didn't even talk about that at all today. The number is on the website. It's live. We're there. I don't answer it personally, but if you can send it a text or leave a voicemail, and we'll hopefully, once we get some responses, we'll have a section of the podcast
Absolutely.
or vlog, whatever you want to call this, where we let the people know what you're saying. Yeah. All right. Thanks again.
Peace out.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us for more info.